All right, so today we're taking our deep dives in a bit of a different direction.
Oh,
Usually we're digging through like research papers and long articles and stuff like that.
right.
But for this one, we're actually going to be looking at a YouTube channel,
Okay, interesting.
and it's called Travel London Walkabout. And basically, what it is it's this guy who lives in London, and he's got this Yorkie,
Oh,
and he takes his Yorkie with him everywhere, and he films it.
oh, that's cool.
And he walks around London and he shows, different places to go, things to see in London.
I love that.
But he does it all from like the perspective of walking his dog.
Yeah, that's such a cool idea. I mean, London's a city that's been, filmed and photographed and written about, like, probably more than almost any other city in the world.
Yeah.
So to see it from that kind of, like, unique perspective is really cool.
And I think a lot of people are traveling with their pets more these days. So it's also really relevant.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing trend, isn't it?
It is.
You see it everywhere.
And I think, like, even if you're not someone who travels with your pet, like, I think watching this channel, it really kind of like, I don't know, it just gives you a different way of looking at a city like London.
Yeah, I think it would appeal even to people who aren't, like, dog people.
Yeah.
Just because it's so different,
Like when they go to Hyde Park, for example, it's like, we've all seen pictures of Hyde Park.
Yeah.
But to like see it from, the ground level and to imagine all the smells that the dog is experiencing, it's just like,
Like, what are they stopping to sniff at? What are they interested in?
exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And they go to all these like, I don't know, just like interesting little places that you might not find in a typical like, London travel guide.
Yeah, the hidden gems.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Hyde Park because they actually go to this kind of like secret little path that leads to the Diana Princess of Wales Memorial Fountain.
Oh yeah.
And it's like tucked away in this little corner of the park that I feel like a lot of people probably just walk right past. But for the dog, it's like this whole, discovery.
Yeah.
And the channel also gives you like some tips that, for people who are walking their dogs in the city. Like, using a short lead when you're on busy streets and things like that.
That's useful
Yeah.
because it can be kind of chaotic,
Yeah.
like especially in a city like London.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not all just like, practical tips and stuff like that. There's also like a really sweet element to it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see the Yorkie like meeting other dogs in the park
Right.
and like playing with them and stuff. And it's just like, it's really cute.
There's like a whole little community aspect to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we always talk about like exploring these things from different perspectives. And I
Right.
think this is such a literal example of that.
Yeah.
Like just seeing the world from a dog's eye level.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
And it just makes you think like, how much are we missing, when we're just walking around with our heads in the clouds?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think, even if you don't live in London or even if you're not planning a trip to London, I think this channel can kind of inspire you to look at your own city in a different way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like
Yeah.
maybe take your dog for a walk in a different neighborhood or go down a street you've never been down before.
Or even if you don't have a dog, like just try to imagine what it would be like to experience your city from that perspective.
Yeah.
Like what would you be smelling? What would you be seeing?
What would you be stopping to sniff?
Yeah, exactly.
Like a fire hydrant.
Yeah,
It might just change your whole outlook on your own neighborhood.
absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's a great takeaway from this deep dive.
I agree.
So we'll put a link to the Travel London Walkabout channel in the show notes.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's worth a watch, even if you're not a dog person, I promise.
I promise.
All right, thanks for joining me on this deep dive,
My pleasure.
and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.